afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and everything amazing Propagandacast with me, your host Imperial Dane, the one, the only master of propaganda, the only sanctioned source of comedy entertainment. Off here to a 1 vs 1 on Vilshanka. In the west, it is Orangepest. That rhymes. Fighting for the Soviet Union, Comrade Stalin, the Red Army, tasked with victoriously and gloriously shattering the fascists in this sector of the Eastern Front, taking on the role here of the 12th Mechanized Corps, and it is Itaperuna, fighting for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland. Holding up here with the 1st Panzer Division with Mechanized Assault, Jaeger Infantry, and Spearhead Doctrine, Double Infantry Panzerfaust, versus Orangepest, straight commitment here to urban defense tactics with Infantry, Penal Trooper, and a KV-2 Bulletin. So we're off here to the fights as engineers valiantly set out, backed up by Concept, the Special Rifle Command start here for Orangepest. Possibly for penal troopers, possibly for snipers, possibly for scout cars. There's a lot of possibility here versus the Wehrmacht. Usually don't see penal trooper heavy strategies a lot of the time because machine guns can to some degrees cut it down, and scout cars similarly do struggle a bit with grenadiers, but well handled. They can still be quite effective tools against the fascists. We got a grenadier squad, of course, here alongside the MD-42 there for Itaperuna and Das Vaterland. Pioneers had to work their way off the area right next to the fuel point, so Orangepest can't, waltz in there and declare this to be a Soviet sub-republic. Grenadiers MD-42 moving ahead there. Second Grenadiers go on the way to defeat Itaperuna. Strafnicki almost done there for Orangepest, convicted of such hideous and heinous crimes as accountancy, not getting the right stamps for the papers, and sneezing publicly. In the south we got Pioneers that continue to wire off there, make sure things work out. Ground centre victory point there, Grenadiers in Norfolks. Nothing further going on there for Itaperuna. Itaperuna, by the way, still without a doctrine. We'll have to see what it goes for. I mean, Jaeger Infantry could be a pretty good pick with G-42s and Jaeger Command Squads. Spearhead, though, has been gaining in some popularity as late. I will say I don't quite fully understand it, since it's just kind of one of the weaker target doctrines compared with, say, Mechanized Assault. But here we are. And before turning now, second penalty was going the way there for Orangepest. First one advancing, in fact, could catch the MD-42 off guard there, flanking for the south. And he's kind of made it easy for his opponent because he's, parks his machine gun within line of sight of the churches, so it makes it much easier for Orangepest there to flank his MD-42, unless of course it was part of some sort of insidious and ingenious plan to bait them into the MD-42, in which case 2 thumbs up to Itaperuna. But the question is, can we actually prove that? And the answer to that is no. So I don't know, I mean, we could assume it, but in this case I'm not entirely sure. We might not be assuming too much if we try that. Total Grenadiers out. MD-42 just managed to slap my fingers against the desk somehow spectacularly. Grenadiers versus Strafnicki, SP-44 versus Kananti case. Moving into contest, but honestly that makes it easier for the penal troopers to beat the Grenadiers, since up closer the penal troopers easily outdamage the Grenadiers. In long range the penal troopers with just larger numbers and all that just really beat the Grenadiers. But the Itaperuna here effectively just made it easier for Orangepest to beat his men. Up north he's going to return the same thing. Oh, MD-42! Oh, wiped! Good God, Itaperuna here is in many ways playing loose and hard versus Orangepest, but he just managed to handle an MD-42 as well like that. Yeah. I mean, he's definitely got some guts there, Itaperuna, but the problem is he's now got guts all over the place, and it's not his. Mein Gott, Heinz, ja. C'est everywhere. C'est everywhere but here. Grenadiers versus engineers. Cutting them apart there. He's only stoically holding on to that fuel point after the sacrifice of the MD-42. We got more people on the way there for Orangepest. In the escort, the were cut down. A small measure of vengeance there for Itaperuna. Obviously not going to make up for the losses, but it may just give him some sort of sense of satisfaction, stabilizing his humours. And this routed, we got take up there for Itaperuna. That's probably a good idea, rushing out some light vehicles there as Orangepest. Up here, fuel point secured for Das Vaterland as the Grenadiers push back. Ultimately, the light cover provided by the crater and the bodies of the dead comrades aren't quite enough against the charging penal trooper squad. So right now Itaperuna is off here to a bit of a rougher start. I mean, his opponent gained the machine gun, and of course stealing it really makes for a rougher start for Itaperuna. It's usually one of the worst Wehrmacht sides. Again, just they get your machine gun very early on. That can really just leave you in such a bad position. So Itaperuna is going to have quite the task ahead of him, like climbing up a hole covered in grease. And that's quite a slippery task. Not impossible, but it's going to be a task. Sandbags up there to help make it more defensible. Now, of course, that Itaperuna wired off practically everything else. Grenadiers falling back quickly. We got the MD42 up near, manned by penal troopers, able to lay down a formidable amount of firepower, not just of course the MD42 itself, but the penal trooper squad manning it. And we got Spearhead from Itaperuna. That's an interesting pick. I mean, it'd be more interesting if they went for a mortar after here. That could be used to, say, counter the MD42 on a slightly faster basis, though would be a bit something else. Either way, a fast 2-2 could also be a good idea versus Orangepest. Panzer would also be a good idea long term. For now, he needs to stabilize here, gain fuel back, and give Orangepest a thorough slap. Comfortable quarters here remaining silent. Grenadiers still on watch in the south. Sniper on the way for Itaperuna. Interesting pick. I mean, obviously the penal troopers are much more tempting targets for a sniper than, say, you know, conscripts. And of course, the MD42 could also suffer a bit of a light headache. But at the same time, Orangepest has special rifle command. Itaperuna should be over this. Of course, that also means he can go for counter sniper. Unless, of course, that's where Itaperuna is also betting on to, you know, maybe draw that out. Anyway, it's got a tank to command all the way there for Orangepest. He's going to pull ahead fast. And we actually went for a mortar, which is not really something you see a lot of. Like, they're quite expensive, and they're basically just, you know, in some ways easier to destroy mortars if they actually get caught. But comparatively, I mean, regular mortars can get out of the way of it faster. Still, we got the mortar up there firing away. And you thought he was playing with the Grenadiers. Grenadiers are oppressed. Fortunate. Still, mortar there successfully forced to retreat alongside the Grenadiers flanking up from the north. Very good there for Itaperuna. And of course, not all half tracks, only mortars were mounted in the 250 half track, they also mounted in the 251 half track. Also note, don't think they actually ever mounted something bigger than 8cm mortar in the half tracks. Like, they could have theoretically mounted 120mm mortar, but they never did so, from our knowledge, unless they did it off, shall we say, the proper papers. I mean, I believe the Americans at the very least managed to mount a 100mm mortar on them. Little fun fact there. Losing northwards. Well, there was also that particular variant which did mount a heavier mortar, but which mounted an awful lot of mortars. That was basically based off the French armoured half tracks they sort of made in France. Basically mounted, I think, 24 mortar tubes on the back of a half track and just fire all of them, as known as the Vielfachwerfer, I believe. That was pretty much just a mortar barrage on a stick. Definitely one of the more ingenious creations. Sadly, never added to company heroes. Tragically. Are they mortifying away there at the Rush Soviet troops there as they push back Itaperuna once more. Again, the lag on machine guns, you might notice, is really showing itself. It's just lacking something to blunt there the penal troop advances, and they're going to need some particular unupgraded. Can't quite do it themselves either. We got the light mechanized company at medic bankroll for now. Itaperuna is in a tight spot, and he's going to be really reliant on the Pioneers, the sniper, and the mortar have to really do some heavy lifting here. Hopefully they don't get a hernia from it. He's falling back there as Petrov catches on fire. Fun fact about flamethrower operators, but usually they did not have a happy time ahead of them. They actually got caught by the enemy. In fact, usually most armies, of course they weren't supposed to, but would usually just drag any flamethrower operators aside and shoot them. And if they tried hard, they just loosely look for the ones with the burn marks around, you know, their hands and such, and they'd find them and then just, you know, shoot them. Similar fates happen to snipers. Generally, snipers and flamethrower operators are probably some of the most hated people on the front line, and so again, there'd usually be a bit of justice there being delivered by troops. Even though again, they were not supposed to, but they really hated those guys. So a little fun fact: the Pioneers are into a mine here. Pilgrims was moving ahead. Grab the northern point here. Another flank for the south, more barbed wire. There's a slight gap where they can actually sort of wedge themselves in there, but actually makes it easier for them to be knocked out with the mortar if they're not careful. Grenadiers getting ready, T7 on the way, that's going to require Pack 40 or some other firepower there from Itaperuna. He goes for the Pack 40, he knows what's coming. Itaperuna here at least is under no illusions as to what Orangepest is going to do. And there you go, point rendered neutral. Mortar after sniper teams, there goes satchel charge as well, just to make it hard for him to grab the point, I guess, and or to just blow apart all the barbed wire and wasting Itaperuna's time. It's just sort of a, take this, fascists! Your fascism of barbed wire has come to an end! Free the proletariat! Free the dirt! Mortar up there firing weight, Pack 40 almost done there for Itaperuna. There you go, pans up, they can only feel take out. T7 falling back up, but confident needs something to sort of screen off from Panzerfausts. flamethrowers joining in. Gunners need to retreat before they get wiped out. Mortar then landing and doing some damage to the MG42. Mines go off their bit. Penal troopers taking some minor casualties. Mortar after they almost got machine gun forced to fall back. T-70 charging ahead. Pack 40 moving up. Intense fighting around the car for once more. Orangepest just keeps up the pressure as Itaperuna. There you go. Good hit from the Pack 40 on the T-70. Rattling the crew as a 75mm arm piercing round goes through the thin armour. Concept moving ahead here, noting no anti-tank grenades, so any upgrades there for the concept from Orangepest. Sniper, of course, being the actual target here. Maybe the Pack 40 bit as well. Bit of movement in the north there from Itaperuna. Good presence there of the mind. Ensures they don't just get bogged down around the car point. Very good there.
We are losing a sector.
Sniper healing up. She's moving ahead again. He's moving from the north, flanking up behind the engineers. Good work there by Itaperuna and the 1st Panzer Division. Few on the south being harassed again. Mortar landing down here, using the barrage abilities. There go, retreat again. Orangepest just there to disrupt Itaperuna's fuel flow, ensure he doesn't pull ahead for tanks fast. Good moves there by Orangepest. Good fuel harassment is a really good skill to have, in particular amongst the higher ranks. So thumbs up there to Orangepest for teaching my viewers that. Teaching to sort of murder away at the Pioneers as they struggle to get behind the tree line there to minimise the impact of the T-70 shooting at them. Pack shoots, hits a stack of hay instead. I'm sure the gunners are amazed at the absorptive powers of hay, but there we are. Pack 4 turning around there again. Can't quite hit that T-70. Good maneuvering there by Orangepest. Even with a damaged engine, he dances around there like a drunk ballerina with a broken foot. Somehow he still manages it. Whether or not Orangepest has once served as a ballerina, or ballet dancer, and was drunk under the work, I don't know. But I'd not be surprised. Troops reinforcing healing. We got take over there for Itaperuna, trying to pull ahead. Then usually for the Wehrmacht, in any sort of dire situation, your best bet half the time is trying to rush, or at least get to tier 3 in a sort of timely manner, and sort of push out, say, a Panther von Ostman, depending on the situation, or Strug. Pioneers there about to get executed if they do not retreat immediately. Even then, one man makes it, one man runs, one man lives. But another hard push from the Pumas. And we can see just the sheer impact of Itaperuna lacking that machine gun here versus Orangepest. Like, he really should have gone for one at some point here. In fact, probably instead for the sniper. But here we are. Bit on the other side there by Itaperuna. It's very much going to feel like they're spotting in the arse. Meanwhile, Orangepest and U42 has paid off handily. And it is healing reinforcing. Mortar up there with 0 kills, but it has managed veterans to 1, so that's a something. That is a something. I'm sure one day I'll do something a bit more impactful. And a few knee scrapes. Meanwhile, though, Orangepest being pushed back, so that's giving Itaperuna time to push in. We got Orangepest there with the mechanised armor company. He's going to be the first one on the tank. Here will be Itaperuna, obviously. And that's certainly going to make things trickier there for Itaperuna. He's finally going for the MG42, though, again. Very good. And I would say also damn well about time. We got 329 versus 471. We got engineers versus gunners in the south. Engineers being ripped apart there by light machine gun fires. They advance. The MG42, of course, upgrade for the gunners is quite potent, in particular with veterancy. They become quite expert at hosing down Soviet infantry. Fun fact: the average German Panzer Grenadier squad was actually equipped with 2 MG42s, allowing them to leapfrog for the machine guns about them and playing the much more, or using them much more aggressively against the enemy, compared to the average, infantry division Grenadier squad only had 1 MG42 to share between, an entire squad of say 8 to 10 men. It's a little fun fact there. Little fun fact there. Sniper there with 13 kills. MG42 setting up there as Orangepest men charge ahead. Safe, they think, in the thought that there is an MG42, but there Itaperuna pulls the wool from Orangepest men's eyes and hose them with lead. Comrades, they lied to us. They had machine guns. They had more than one. This isn't like that American ski movie Fury, where they somehow only have one Panzerfaust. Yet we have been lied to. Curse you, Brad Pitt. Curse you. And that is how Brad Pitt would earn the enmity of many a Russian after the war. I don't know how that works. Anyway, seizing the damaged engine. Half health, their machine gun being flanked. They need to get that one away. Pioneers as penal troopers, engineers move for the centre as well. They're sweeping out. A few German mines are remaining. MG42 close being hosed up by the T-70. We're not quite there. Pack 40 trying to catch it. Been good use of the train here though to dodge the Pack 40. There you go. Almost got the T-70 though. He's going for the car punch now, but there with 14 kills plus 22 engineers charging in as well. Itaperuna can't get over the support coming rushing out. And we got. He's laying down a demo charge next to the Pack 40. Wow. The stones on Orangepest. He doesn't even care. Yes, Commander? I want you to lay down a demolition charge next to that anti-tank gun. Are you drunk? Yes. Also, shut up and do it. Massive assault here. Orangepest buoyed by, again, apparently just display of sheer testicular might, is now just launching all of his men to MG42 at least round 1 to pop a satchel charge. Which almost wipes out the MG42 though. Massive losses, casualties in the dozens, but Orangepest doesn't care. He's just there to intimidate the opponent and buy time for the T-34 and 6 to arrive. Commuter versus penal troopers. Ace level versus Veteran 2, and there goes Strafniki routed. Grenadiers setting out. More traffic there with 2 kills now. It's actually starting to kill stuff. Support corps, I think, finally being built here by Itaperuna and Deutschland. It's in fact going to have enough fuel for a Panzer IV. But manpower wise, it's going to be a bit behind. T-34 and 6 on the way there for Orangepest. Grenadiers setting out. No light machines others. In fact, they're the only scope without them now. Support corps almost done there for Itaperuna. Close to Veteran 2 there. Contact with the Grenadiers. MG42 versus the MG42. Who will win? There you go, mortar barrage as well. They try and silence the Soviet machine gun. There you go, got a kill. Very good there for Itaperuna, pushing through the south. Northwards, well, going to find some movement from Itaperuna again. T-34 is getting out. He's going to eat the Pack 4 to stop that. Closing in on that Panzer IV. Would certainly think being advisable for Itaperuna at this point to transport for a Tiger tank. That would be very inadvisable. Oh, my apologies there. Bit of a hiccup. Two kills in the T-34 and 6. That's a blast through Itaperuna's northern lines. Punishing Itaperuna for, of course, only having 1 Pack 40. Itaperuna is quick to follow up with the Pack 40. Of course, need to be careful doesn't get quickly hit with a counter move, but the T-34 just gets up maneuver. But there you go, shoots and misses. You can call in the Panzer IV now. Of course, you could also just consider going for a bunch of Stooks here. But there you go, Panzer IV for Itaperuna. Grab the southern victory point. Orangepest can also go for more T-34 if he wants to. That certainly would not be a bad choice here. Got the northern victory point. More after there with Victory 2 now. 3 kills. Grenadiers reinforcing. Replacing their losses. And they're going to spot retreated as we got Orangepest with another massive penal trooper move there. Mortar rounds lying between the MG42 is set up there to at least catch the enemy MG42. Could have maybe timed up and then send the arpist round burst as well there for extra damage. And then of course the Itaperuna snipers are now dead. I kind of missed that. And Orangepest now went for the counter sniper, I believe. Ralph grenade off. Panzer IV almost done there for Itaperuna. There you go. First Panzer is shown corps in its first Panzerkampfwagen. There you go. People will flank out for the south, then counting a lot of black machine fire. There you go. South charge again. Orangepest is just throwing them about like they're candies. And he's about to lose another MG42 there. Itaperuna. There you go. Lost again. 4 kills there. Grenadiers Panzer IV charging ahead here. Itaperuna leads the charge for the fatherland. Victory points got 13 minutes 4 to 7. Itaperuna's managed to slightly stall and buy time here versus Orangepest, but Orangepest still enjoys an advantage in that field, in that area. There you go, charging with that Panzer IV. Also worth noting, Orangepest has booby trapped his field point there. Very good. Comes in the out, they managed to upgrade with the 7-man squads. Constantly routed by the MD42 Panzer IV combo. Molotov effect 4 kills. Troops are reinforcing. Itaperuna could consider an Osman to put more pressure on the infantry. That would, I think, not be a bad idea. Would certainly hurt Orangepest infantry quite a bit. I think give Itaperuna a lot more room to work with. And I mean, if you can just keep the manpower bleeding out for Orangepest, you can quickly restrain what Orangepest can always do. So I think that would be a very strong pick there for Itaperuna to go for Flak Panzer now. Pilgrims was routed and these advancing for the south. Itaperuna, despite having a bit of a rougher start, has actually managed to stabilise the game around here. Versus Orangepest, who again managed to steal his MD42 very early in the game, which can actually be a big problem for a lot of Valorant players. So, I mean, that's quite impressive there by Itaperuna. Quite impressive. And certainly stalwart work there. Osman on the way there for Itaperuna. So good, so good. Certainly starting to catch much more in the Wehrmacht meta game. There's still a lot to go for Panzer Force and all that, but there's definitely an increase in overall Flak Panzer. I think people are realising it's pretty good. So if you know how to handle it. T-Fed Force going from the northern flank here. Kind of catch the Molotov take off guard. There we go. Great hit. Pack Portal landing a great turn hit on the T-Fed Force 6. Flak Panzer halfway done. Telemans down there for Itaperuna. Second one arriving here. Goes into a tube. We actually got a belt here of mine from Itaperuna. Very good. As long as we don't get set off. And he cancels the Austin for another Panzer 4. I mean, to an extent I can understand it, but honestly, I feel like he should have gone stuck to the Ostwind here and just follow up with a quick Stug. We're going for the Stug first, then an Ostwind. I feel like not going for an Ostwind is a slight, thing that sort of misses the opportunity to just really hurt Orangepest infantry very badly. But here we are. I mean, 2 Panzer, of course, will also be impactful in the infantry. That would help if you were to have machine guns on top of them as well. Charge in the centre here, MD42 they're holding up, but a bit like cover that does help screen the Soviet infantry for some of the suppression. And there's not like the biggest bonus against suppression they get from that cover, it's still a bit there. MD42 to the right by the Panzer 4, T-Fed going for the flank there, shoots and misses the dirt, the sprays up, and there you go, T-Fed hits the Telemine. Again, this sort of highlights, why you just stuck to the Ostwind or something like that, because again the Telemines are paying off nicely there. Need to get that Panzer 4 out of there, a bit slow on the move there. Teams there, oh! Mine goes off. Something goes off. Anyways, pack cleared out. Panzer 4 trying to go his second Panzer 4 moving in. I guess he got rewarded there from going for second Panzer 4. Then has been in trouble with the T-54 from 6. Other one abandoned. He should be able to clear that out. Mine spotted. T-54 down. People managed to get out of there. Quite a bit of carnage here between Orangepest and Itaperuna over the centre of the battlefield. Like a boxer and a ballet dancer hammering at each other while both are incredibly drunk. Finish going for the centre victory point. Molotov today, close to victory fleet. Back here, troops reinforcing, preparing for the next big push for the fatherland. As Orangepest men run as their own men are being dropped dead like sacks of potatoes down a flight of stairs in the Kremlin. Panzer gets a great hit in the T-54 from 6 push down to half health. He's afraid to push into the base further, not knowing what could be hiding there. That's certainly, I think, a understandable worry, though in this case he probably could have pushed in to do some extra damage here to Orangepest. You also got one fragmentation bomb now ready here for Itaperuna. Another pack 40 to back up against the first one. That's going to give him a lot more firepower there versus Orangepest armor. That's what he's coming next. Who knows? He could try and push for a K2. That would be very risky here versus Itaperuna, but he could do it.
Anti-tank gun has arrived.
304 versus 354. Orangepest definitely bleeding out victory points. They're going for 2. Then Lee sitting up here to form up a blocking force there. Oh, there you go. Pims was caught just in time to get within range to pop a satchel charge. They might still be within range thanks to the veterancy. And there we go. We need to get the infantry out. Then we got the Panzer moving up. What? Okay, that was... I did not expect that. I don't think Orangepest did either. I'm sure the machine was also just like, Scheiße, ja, we lived! But I wonder wer didn't. Haha. Pims was going against the constant of being held off there. Satchel charge off again. I mean, Orangepest is very liberal with those satchel charges. He's just checking out like the grenades with an extra long fuse because someone made a mistake at the Magnitogorsk grenade factory number 5. Telemine there not finished, or maybe she just cancel that, to be honest, rather than just have it clear up and then there you go. Good move by Itaperuna. It's got a lot of munitions. It's great those laying down Telemines, but might also want to consider laying them up all the way up in the centre. Because at some point, I mean, Orangepest is just going to expect their mines there, but if he doesn't expect mines elsewhere, that's going to be still great there for Itaperuna, I mean. Ground the northern victory point there with engineers. Does look like Orangepest is setting up for the KB2. Grab the northern points. Mortar after they're close to Veterancy 3. Overall, they should be good engagement with the Grenadiers. The engineers at long range stand no chance, but against Veterancy 3 Grenadiers with light machine gun, they are quite good at dropping, you know, enemy infantry dead from a long range. Not quite sniper-like, but, you know, quite painful for enemy infantry you have to run into. T-54 on the move. You got a Stuga Mode for Itaperuna. Very good pick. We'll have to see if he sticks to it. Doesn't just go for another Panzer IV again. T-34 falling back. Note the quick order there to not shoot so he doesn't go its position, increasing its chance of getting out of there alive. Noting also Itaperuna still hasn't bothered with the pinnacle machine for the Panzer IV. That's definitely feel a bit on those. So it just adds some nice anti-infantry firepower. So it's really a bit of a feel like miss there not to go for it. Stuga almost done there for Itaperuna. And certainly the upcoming KB2 is going to need it. Of course, he may not be expecting, in which case he may be tempted to go, yeah, for another Panzer IV. Wow. He's going to regret that one, I think. Then again, depends on how Orangepest handles things. Then again, Orangepest has been handling things quite fluidly, so he could actually do some nasty stuff with that KB2, but we'll have to see. Floating munitions, again, more mines at least be a good idea. Just, you know, maybe using some of those fragmentation bombs. I mean, up here, I would say there's a good few targets, like the church. Could find itself the subject of a Luftwaffe bombardment. Another satchel charge there again. Do we get the fragmentation bomb here, or is he just saying they're going to use there to die for no apparent reason? I mean, it would be good. I think good target there. Packs covering the center, machine gun covering the packs. Mortar happening up, going to clear out the machine gun there, I guess. Troops back here reinforcing. Second Panzer almost done there for Itaperuna and Das Vaterland. The first Panzer shown as the Orangepest there. I think it's just, like, he's waiting, I think, for what Itaperuna does, and then also just by the time here for the KV2 heavy tank. Panzer IV Norfolk there, we got 300 versus 300. Panzer IV, oh, hits a mine. Scheiße. So there you go, T-54 going for it. Needs the Pack 40 up there. An aggressive, daring raid here by Orangepest against Itaperuna. Almost got his Panzer IV there already. One more shot. Packs opening up, there's shot bouncing. Get the T-54 out there fast now. There's too many tanks around, plus the packs. KV2 out here for Orangepest. At the same time, engineers went up for the center, getting caught here with MD42. Also scouts out some of Itaperuna's positions. Panzer IV number 2 continuing up here. Almost wiping out the entire Pimsum squad. There you go. Full wipe there with only one man who wasn't part of the squad already dead. And he was, because he was already dead, obviously. And there you go, K2 charging at T-54 joining also by the heavily damaged. Man, it's like, it's almost like he actually baited out here the packs, then commit a backhand blow. Good lord. That'd be quite interesting. They've actually been learning from Manstein, but there you go. Charging in for there. Now, of course, the packs are too bunched up, meaning they can't easily deal with tanks because the tanks can sort of move at a certain rate around the two packs. Of course, going to try and catch up with them. They can't now. There's two tank powers, so they're trying to catch up. They just can't. A really good series of maneuvers there, but Orangepest certainly highlighting how T-54 can be really dangerous because at the high veterans level, while it has a really good rate of fire, I mean, it can very quickly clear out support weapons if you're not careful. And that's exactly here what Orangepest is doing. He's just destroying both of Itaperuna's pack crews, would like to destroy them. KV2 suffers engine damage, but there's not really much else the rest of the German infantry can do. And the Panzer IV with heavily damaged, you know, engine and whatnot can't do anything against either. So right now Itaperuna is in a really bad spot because he's not against the KV2 and an HT-34-6, and both of his anti-tank guns just got scrapped. This is where it calls in the fragmentation bombing run. I mean, it does some damage, but as you can see, that it's not enough. Like, if his Panzer IV was in a better condition, he'd actually rush in to take advantage of this, but I also feel like he just wasted munitions. T-54 said charging in there at Itaperuna's MD42 crew, about to wipe it out again. As today, Itaperuna's feeling pretty confident in the current situation, having destroyed, you know, a Panzer IV and two packs. He's actually willing to charge him with the T-54. And that's, I think, is one of the more sort of noteworthy things about Orangepest this match. He's just like, he's incredibly brazen. He's bold. Punch are going to do finding away the fatal one. I would say rather late pick there, but better late than never. Handful almost good to go. Strook almost good to go as well. KV2's main guns up. We're getting there. Go Mortar after there by the ace level 11 kills, murdering the engineer instead of Orangepest. Not too shabby. Got 300 versus 257. It's not Itaperuna completing the victory points, but armor wise, it's a bit more contentious. With the KV2 and the HT for the first 1-6 is going to be a bit more challenging here for Itaperuna. Not impossible. I mean, he has managed to claw himself, I would say, from worse positions this match, but it's going to be a challenge here versus Orangepest. A bit of a challenge. Strook shoots, misses the KV2. Shot flies right before it, but doesn't quite hit there. Pan's going to aim before two moving head. He got the insane options out the aim before doing the Strook. Doing very little damage. There goes Strook, leads the charge heroically, but not really what he should be doing, at least not on his own. And it's quickly pushed away there by the KV2 shot. 288 versus 256. Strook's going to make repairs. We've got Panzergers there up now here for Itaperuna. Panzergers at the ready. HT 546 moving out here for Orangepest once more. 12 kills. And these heroes of the Soviet Union, if they survive. Looks like we got another assault here from Orangepest. Note the way he's looking around the south, he's probably realised they're going to have Itaperuna's pushing the north, so by sneaking up for the south, he might be able to hit more vulnerable parts and murder them. I think that's a good move there by Orangepest. That is a very good move. Going for the Grenadiers, almost wiping them out there. And there you go. In this case, they was able to react to what's going on in time. Machine moved too far ahead. Now goes shock troopers out for Orangepest. Maybe the dogs being used to. Panther forming ahead there. A bit more awkward movements here from Itaperuna. Can Strook go for another Strook? Definitely should. He needs to get that Strook lining up on the KV2 here. Well, he actually set it up briefly there for firing position. That's incredibly bold there by Orangepest. But again, bold very much. Seems to have been Orangepest's modus operandi this match so far. There goes Strook lands penetrating hitting the KV2. Pack 40 on the way there. Strook misses. Panzer 4 does not an active penetrate. Close the ace over there. T-54 from 6. Ace going in here. Need to be careful here though. Charging on the T-54. There you go. Shoots, misses. Strook. Panther 4 being up blitzing. T-54 down to half health. Strook doesn't get the T-54. T-54 meanwhile gets the pace of Panther 4. Strook getting him at 1, but there we go. KV2 knocks out the mortar after Strook. Should have been keeping more distance between it and the T-54. Now Orangepest is just driving in circles around it. A devastating move there, highlighting just the sheer potency of the T-54 from 6 when well handled. And there you go, Machine's about to get wiped out. KV2 they're close eventually. 2 Grenadiers managing on Panzerfaust, but the question is, what is it to follow up on the Panzerfaust with? And there's basically bugger all. Like, he's got a pack 40, but that's not going to be able to keep pace with the KV2 even with a damaged engine. Like, you need to be like heavy engine damage for it to have a chance. So right now Itaperuna is actually in a very bad spot. His only sort of saving grace is the Panther 4 is, you know, abandoned. He just has to like scrape out the remainders of the previous crew and fix it up, and it'll be good, as good as new. But even then, with that Panther 4, like, the odds against Itaperuna are rather stacked. As Orangepest still has control of that Ace T-54-6, he still has the KV2. Shock moving up, he got on the knees, 74 to open them, then in return. Quickly hosing them down. Ace T-54, they're moving in. Pack 40 about to open up there. Re-hit on the Ace T-54-6. Panzerix are playing their T-54 almost going down, in fact, to Itaperuna's Riffers anti-tank defenses. Shocks they're routed in the south by heavy machine gun fire there. Still, Itaperuna's front line is looking very slim, looking very grim. Panther almost good to go there for Itaperuna. Another Sturmgeschoss there for Itaperuna and Deutschland, the first Panzerdivision. Got 247 to 231, but can the Stug with a Pack 40 and Pantrax pull free for Itaperuna? If he pulls out, I suppose, a aggressive and daring assault against Orangepest, it could work, but if he just sort of waltzes straight at Orangepest, it's probably not going to work out. Orangepest probably bring up another T-5476, very good. Unless, of course, you are Itaperuna, in which case that's bad news. Heading for the southern victory point, good move there at least. Panzer moving ahead there. Pack ready to back up, I guess. And straight ahead move then to the KV2. Less good there for Itaperuna. T-54 moving from the north here, right into the Panzer and right past them. Pack, Panzer 420 right, the Panzer bounce off the T-56 shots. Pack there landing, taking a great hit from the KV2. Panzer was taken out here by the Ace T-54, T-54 misses. Stu Paran coming fire here. Can he take out the Ace T-54? Ace T-54 almost about to go down. There you go, main gun out. And a hero of the Soviet Union goes down in flames. A small victory, but there you go. The KV2 at least exerts some amount of vengeance as the Panzer 4 is blown apart. Stu moving in there, trying to engage the KV2 head on in a duel of wills, but the KV2 just has so much more health. Stu getting a hit there, but I don't think that's sufficient. Panzerjäger's moving in here to threaten the KV2. Heavy engagement up north, gun is about to get wiped out. Itaperuna is bleeding out here. Stu there, about to get knocked out by the KV2. Internal people trying to before do it again. Worth noting here about the Orangepest has been using that ability more, I think, than Itaperuna has. That's also been, oh, T-54 there knocks out the Stug, and with that, this down just Panzerjägers in a Pack 40, and the T-54 just keeps going about. I mean, note the way that Orangepest just keeps throwing around there, shooting and, you know, occasionally stopping up, of course, to get a more accurate hit there. Panzerjägers wiped out almost. Panzerjäger dropped. I'd say at this point, it is very much GG, and there you go. Game over, a loss for Itaperuna, victory for Orangepest, a victory for the Soviet Union. And, well, high mobility T-34-76. I mean, I really say some of those aggressive players that Orangepest really just won in the match because they just kept Itaperuna off guard. Sometimes they were a bit too much and certainly cost him, but in the end, it really sort of helped him with some of those bigger moves there against Itaperuna. I think played too passively. And I think he was too enamored with Panzer IV, we need to push for something with a higher, you know, damage ability versus Orangepest, like other Stugs. Later on, should have gone for them sooner, should have gone for the Austrians faster, so that we could at least somehow, you know, edge more with victory through. Instead, he just sort of, think, middled about for too long, and that gave Orangepest, for example, even some of the mistakes he made, so enough time to recover and just push back hard against Orangepest. In the end, you know, the more aggressive player here, but also, you know, decent skillful player, won. And that, you know, in that sense, aggression can usually be a key defining factor. So well played there by Orangepest, well played by Itaperuna, but in the end, just not enough. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. Do subscribe, like, share, comment on it. Tell friends, tell family, but don't tell your enemies. This is Imperial Links and cheers. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you all tomorrow again for another episode. Bye.